The origins of the adventuring party known as the Swords of Jordoba are lost in the sands of history. Scholars have written that they rose from humble beginnings, but when confronted with the evils of the world of Jordoba, they immediately accepted the challenge, joining battle without hesitation, a shining example of heroism. All right. Hey, well, at least I didn't set it up where I'd be standing on a chair. Okay, whenever, Zach.
It's already recording locally.
We've been recording for a while now.
All right, fair enough.
It's on Twitch too, so.
We're twitching. Okay.
So we've got. Let me get my notes here.
We've only got half of Shane's head.
The good half or the bad half?
Well, now he's completely gone. No, you gotta lean the other way, man. Not front to back. More of a lateral move. Oh, boy.
Run with it. This is starting out
Matt, well. You chose well.
I sure did. Okay. Let me get, just before we start gaming, get everybody's character names real quick. Jim, you're what? Muriel?
Muriel, yep. I stuck a Y in there instead of the U. Add that fantasy spin.
Yep. And Ala, you are?
Tovak the Peculiar.
And why do they call you? Never mind.
Do you even have to ask?
All right. Shane, we've got Thibodeau.
Thibodeau Belly Whopper.
Should be writing these down too, actually.
Skeeter.
Rekestric.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
They're on. It's in the Facebook group too.
Rekestric is R'_ESTRIC.
So Elvin.
Well, the fact that nobody has caught what it actually says makes me pretty happy. Zach should know.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to be turning my head a lot because the way I've got this thing set up right now, it's over to my side. I'll try to fix that next time. But all right. So you guys are seeing the camera here, and y'all are in the city of Jordoba, which is across a sea strait, and is therefore a major mercantile city. And as you can see from the things standing around, it's kind of a Middle Eastern kind of place. And so if we look over here, we've got...
there's a camel.
Okay, so we can see the little house and everything. Yeah, okay. So right now we're looking at Thibodeau's Uncle Otto and Aunt Jasmine's house. Y'all are in the Plaza of Bells, which is fairly close to the city gate. It's a very much declining kind of a neighborhood, even though it's close to the city gates. So that's, the basic area where you are is it's on its way rapidly falling to become a slum. And then over here, we've got the door to Muriel's temple. And
did it have an earthquake?
No, it fell in about 2 weeks ago, and they haven't gotten the cash yet to put that back together again. So what they do is there is a second-story window through this alleyway over here, and they have a rope ladder, and so the two ancient and decrepit priestesses climb up the ladder to get into the second floor of the building, and that's how they get in. So
our section's in a rebuilding phase.
Right, exactly, a rebuilding phase.
We're in a rebuilding phase. We're going to draft young and go through a couple losing seasons.
And they have drafted young, which would be
us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Muriel's not a great draft pick.
Well,
Yeah, I was just going to say their scouts may need to be redrafted too.
Muriel is what they have. Not the hero they need, but the one they have.
They have a budget. It's not very big.
That's true.
Salary cap.
This is the
Yeah, I mean,
2009 Houston Astros.
now that the temple door is closed like that, there are some worshipers, who climb up into the temple through the side window, but mostly they've been sort of reduced now to raising money by having a stall outside that sells macaroni pictures of the dawn goddess and homemade clay ashtrays and snakes imprinted with the holy symbol of the church. Although not the snakes, because if they were imprinted, then they'd be the ashtrays. So that's the economics of the temple and religion in Jordoba. And so over here we have the high priestess of the temple of the dawn goddess, and so she's talking to Muriel. And so any questions, Muriel? You're looking for something to do.
I think I've just been ordered to do something,
Well,
actually.
I'll give you a second to think. Okay, so here's the second to think. You've got you guys live in the basically apartment building next door. The way that Jordoba is set up is a lot of it is doors that lead into a courtyard that have rooms around the courtyard. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of just little doors in walls without seeing a whole lot more. Okay, now everybody but Muriel lives in the apartment building next door. The three of you guys are all just sharing a room because you've got no cash. Muriel has a room in the temple. In fact, you have 3 rooms in the temple because you're the only actual acolyte in the temple. So
You live
So
pretty
you've got-
high on the hog.
yeah, totally. As soon as she gets some furnishings, she's going to be all set. So.
Furnishings are decadent.
Okay, yeah, I hear this is how theology evolves now.
We're not
Right,
one
so
of
that's-
those decadent, cults
Right.
with all of their,
Oh, wow.
gold and, worshippers.
So we're Franciscan going on Dominican then, basically. Okay, so so there's the thing. I mean, you guys are all friends, from just seeing each other in the Plaza of Bells. You talked about the fact that you're all basically adventuring types, except for possibly Muriel. But you've got the training, and so you're good to go on all of that kind of stuff. If only you had some sort of a task. And so, fortunately, Azira, the High Priestess, does actually come to you and say, Muriel, we have a problem. The temple over in the Old City has unfortunately no longer been reporting back in.
This isn't the old city?
No.
This is the new Old City.
Oh, okay. My
The-
Slight
bad.
upgrade.
But an excellent question. So the Old City of Jordoba is sort of up, sort of along a hillside, and there was an unfortunate occurrence about 500 years or so in the past. The people in the Old City of Jordoba were phenomenal mages, and they sort of interwove magic with stuff that can only really be described as technology, but it's not the same as what it would be in our world. So there's all sorts of weird stuff, and there was divine retribution visited upon the city, at which point it became entirely covered in rock, stone, volcanic ash. Also, possibly as a near miss, the area to the north of it turned into a desert filled with ruins, and so it's basically the only way into the Old City of Jordoba is through this gate that still happens to, not have been all the way buried. That's another one of the suspicions that it may have been retribution against Jordoba, is that it sort of stopped right at the city walls and the gate and stuff like that. But except for the desert over on the other side, that was an accident probably. So that is and all kinds of stuff went wrong with the magic and the technology and stuff like that in the old city. So people don't.
Jim's had enough of your shit.
Yeah, I know. I guess so.
Just out.
So, what do you
How?
Sorry, I tried to keep the laughter off headset.
Man, he's
So I'm
done
about
with
to
you.
ask my high priestess, can you please send us into the area where 500 years ago those phenomenal mages were hit by divine retribution? Because my friends and I want to get some groceries.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Hey man, it is better than the beginning of a video game where you got to go deliver the big ballpoint pen to the person over on the other side of the courtyard.
Well, I killed a lot of pigs in Warcraft, so I guess it's better than that too.
So yeah, you can't really go there.
Sorry, it was that's why they suspected it was divine retribution, because it stopped at the city walls. That's what kind of got me.
Zoning rules.
Yeah. So no, there was this, some near miss, like the fertile, farmland to the north turned into desert. So
Well, I can also now understand why the people of Jordoba are maybe not the most religious crew in the world.
So we had to start a cult.
Well, right.
Rather
So,
than actual
so
cult.
they're like, Goddess of the Dawn, what have you done for me lately? Ruins over there, I think.
Although, honestly, if we're talking about divine retribution, I would think people would be a little more religious.
exactly.
Please don't do this
point.
again.
Fair point.
So the people who live in Jordoba now were all sort of the lower class citizens. There are still rich merchants and stuff, but the wizards and all of the technomancer type of people that were in the old city of Jordoba.
The
There
heathens
you
whose
so they
horrible
were.
acts caused this divine retribution, you mean?
Nobody really knows what it was that did it. So so
Okay.
what was I saying before you interrupted me? It was
Sorry about that.
This
something
is
about
only
the
going to get worse.
answers and people like that over there. Okay, so yeah. So I mean, this Jordoba itself is a very, very ancient city. It's much, much older than 500 years. It was that particular part of Jordoba that got nuked. So it's this city has still got continuity of thousands of years of history, but they are no longer overlorded by the people who are in the old city of Jordoba with the sort of technomancer cults and wizards and so on and so forth. So and so the problem is that Sister Francesca, the last economic plan of the temple before Draft Young was to engage in missionary activity that would lead to more income for the temple. And so they sent Sister Francesca to the old city of Jordoba as a sort of a missionary type of thing. And Sister Francesca sort of refurbished a little bit an area that's just on the inside of the dungeon. Only now, no word has come back. So
Dungeon.
yeah, because Jordoba. Yeah, but the old city of Jordoba is encased in rock and stuff like that. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's buried. You're talking about going underground anywhere that's in the old city. And
All right, Shorty number 2. This is all up your alley, dwarf.
Well, I now know the question that Muriel has to ask. Is there anybody else who can possibly undertake this service to the goddess, or does it have to be me?
We're out. This is bullshit.
This is the only way, like silent contemplation and prayer is kind of what I had in mind. Are you sure, Sister Isira, that this is the task that has been given to, me?
well, who else is going to find Sister Isira? I'm 80.
You mean Sister
The other-
Francesca.
Sister Francesca. What did I say?
You said Sister Isira. I'm talking to Sister Isira, right?
Right, you're talking to Sister. So Sister Azira says, who else is going to rescue Sister Francesca? There's only me, and I'm 80, and the other priestess is 70, and Francesca's, a young whippersnapper of 60, but us at 80 and 70, we're not even able to make the climb.
Spry.
You climb up a ladder every day.
You're very spry, and
All right. Nope.
seen me
We're
in
going to do
weapons
this.
training. It's
We're
not.
going to be heroes. Except we lost Shane.
Shane, can you hear us? No.
It looks like his video feed went down.
Zach.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Zach, make this happen.
I didn't do anything. He disappeared, but he's welcome to come right back in. It'll let him in the group. No problem.
Okay, you might.
Or he actually listened to you guys being all coward-like and decided to go ahead and act on it. So,
Yeah, he's an
It's gonna be a real
antiquities
adventure.
collector.
he's halfway over to the
all right.
old city of Jordoba.
well, friends, and neighbors. I've been tasked with this
They've all been listening.
task, and I'm hoping
we
that
were,
you
we were right here, man.
that you're
You're
as
trying to
excited
find one of
about this this quest as I am. Hope you're with me.
We're gonna get some of these ashtrays, right? Because that's what I hear that they're gonna reward us
We're
with.
not
some of
really
these
in a
ashtrays?
position to be giving away the ashtrays.
Well, what they're going to
Really
do,
hoping.
what they're going to do is they're going to lend you the carry that the temple has, and so that will be able to go with you to carry out all of the treasure. And if you're successful in rescuing Sister Francesca and possibly getting some loot from the tombs, which of course she would never definitely suggest, but it would probably be helpful for the temple, that if you were to bring back some of the loot, then they'll actually give you the carry.
So we're not just
carry-
rescuing
the carry
Francesca. We're supposed to get loot too.
We
This
gotta
is
fund the
the-
temple.
This is the caripede. I don't know how well you can see it there, but it's a big centipede with the baggage on its back, and those are often used as beasts of burden as well as
Hell
camels.
yeah, we're doing this.
So if you
We're
are
right on top of that thing.
if you are successful, you will get the great big centipede.
We're doing this. This is
So
a thing that's happening.
They're fairly confident that we're gonna bring this girl back. Are you sure the carry P isn't just for the corpses?
Come
What?
on.
What corpses?
Be an elf. Elves are bold creatures. We take charge. What's wrong
You're
with you?
right.
That's why you're so
You-
short.
Are
Aren't you-
very positive.
Aren't you notoriously conservative for living because you live thousands of years?
No, not
I-
at all. That is not at all true.
Is to go into places like the old city of Jordoba.
Yeah,
and
we
don't live
go.
thousands of years.
That's
then
why
I'm-
the elves.
I'm
that's why
guessing-
the elves have ruled so long.
Then
We
we
get
need some
shit
more
done.
elves and fewer sisters of the.
That is not a terrible idea. You won't last too long. We'll pick up another elf, maybe even on the way to the gate.
All right. Well, give me a minute. I've got to go climb up that rope ladder and get my.
I'm making
Training
it for you.
armor.
Welcome back, Shane.
There he is.
Well, sort of.
Computer went schizoid.
Oh boy.
All right, he's back. Okay, so nothing really happened while you were gone, Shane. There's just you found out that there's a giant baggage carrying centipede that you guys are going to get lent, and if you come back with some money in addition to Sister Francesca, then you guys are going to get the centipede. So
Shotgun.
We did vote you our lead fighter, though. It was
On the way
unanimous. You should have voted.
You dropped from the call. That's what
Only
happened.
you were here to cast votes.
Yeah,
and you
I
didn't.
All right,
Come on.
Thibodeau on point. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Let's do this.
okay, now here you guys are. Here is Allah's character, Tovak Peculiar. How good a look are you getting at this little miniatures? Not very good.
It's a hot blurry mess.
That close to the camera, it's a little. Yeah, there is a little better because the focus.
Yeah.
So there's Dwarf. Here is Thibodeau.
It looks like the view we're getting straight from your camera is pretty good. It looks like the Twitch feed is a little blurrier.
Okay.
I don't know if that can even be changed. It may just be the way the stream works. So, but the vision from we're getting looks pretty good.
Okay. I'll move it back a little bit more. But yeah. Okay. And then here's the centipede going by. And then here. Oh, okay. Who did that? Because you're going to get to make the noise.
Oh, that was all Shane.
Okay.
That was all Shane all the
All
time.
right, Shane, you're responsible for the centipede's sound effect when it moves.
Did that sound pretty good?
When I start talking to the centipede, it's me and you.
Can the centipede, fight?
No, they're trained. They're trained not to. They can run away like hell.
Oh, that's my kind of centipede.
You seem very concerned that you're not up to the task of being our second frontline fighter.
What?
Yeah, come on.
And Muriel's day gets better and better.
I thought we were friends.
I have the utmost confidence in your martial abilities.
That would make you head and shoulders the most confident person, and that includes my weapons instructors at the temple.
I am nothing if not reeking of confidence.
Dude, if you see my stats.
I have 0 to base that on, but I am absolutely confident. Look at that! We teleported!
No, we rode the centipede. Make the noise.
You arrive.
There we go.
Awesome.
We gotta get a soundbite of that so we just play that.
Just play it
Yeah,
over.
we-
Yeah,
Hit
all the time.
Hit the button.
Yeah, I got too many buttons and too much stuff moving around already. So I think I'll probably get the hang of this. But right at the start, this was real.
I can do the centipede sound effects once somebody records them every time I see it. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. So
That is great.
we are
Oh, there it is.
now looking at the entrance to
How
the Old
fast
City
is the
of
centipede?
Jordoba. The centipede goes the same speed as an armored dwarf, so it has a movement rate of 6.
Because I'm thinking we strap a tree to the top of that, and it is a very slow battering ram.
Very, very slow. Yes.
That is going. I think that's a thing too.
The problem is,
And a tower.
but it's like mass times velocity is
Yeah.
force, right? Or is it? Okay.
Maybe if we used a spear point.
You
We
can't
could just-
bring your wife everywhere. You just gotta leave her at home sometime.
You don't know that. I could totally do this. Yeah.
Half
know,
a
The
goal with
Elven
a
giant
hammock.
plan.
I
Right.
mean, I know I'm kind of new.
Wait, I'm
at
sorry, that was
this-
your husband.
This
You
adventuring
get these
thing,
mixed up.
but does anybody bringing anything like I don't know, a torch, so we can see?
Don't need a torch. Can see in the dark.
Daylight.
And it's daylight. You
Muriel's day
can't see
continues
right
to
now.
improve.
You have bigger problems than needing a torch.
The title
Okay,
of this
but our
episode. The title of
mission.
this
Blind.
episode is gonna be Muriel's very, very bad day.
Oh, that's right. I'm the only human in the group. Okay, guys, could you just
No,
hold
well-
on a second?
Shane can't see in the dark either. He's a
Halfway.
He's a halfling.
Okay.
I got 3 torches though.
Okay, so we have those. Again, I'm a little bit of a novice. Does anybody have anything like rope?
I do actually.
That's how we strap
Okay.
his wife to
Well,
the
you're getting kind
centipede.
of greedy, ain't you?
I
Yeah,
have a
rope
ball
and
of
torches.
twine.
I'm
So
greedy,
I can
alright.
tie one to one of your wrists and tie it to the rest of us so you don't wander off. It'll be fine. We have a centipede.
It'll be
Got a
fine.
centipede.
I like this. You have to give the cleric therapy. It'll be
Yeah,
fine, Muriel.
it's gonna be
It's all
fine.
fine. It's all fine.
You're
That's like
you're
the-
gonna be all right.
Not usually
We
the
tied the
cleric.
centipede up so it won't run away.
It'll go into the dungeon with you. That's the benefit of
Oh.
us. That's the benefit of centipedes over camels. Is that camels will not go underground.
CP is the greatest thing ever, and that is what its name is now. Because I love it so.
It's also worth pointing out that Muriel actually has no spells. So, or no spells, and she's first level.
So you are the second frontline fighter, as I mentioned before.
I think you've got a level of fighter. I think the dwarf has a level of fighter. That would make me third in line. Fourth behind the halfling.
You would think so, but since I have that level of fighter, that means you're going to go in front of me.
We just walk in backwards.
Fair enough.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't fight hand to hand. That's beneath me. Literally, that's for the dwarf to do.
Just
And
because
potentially the
I
halfling.
can't see that far in front of me.
Well, sure you can. I'm confident you're going to be fine.
This is
We just had to cut them down to size.
This is going to be okay. I promise. Trust me.
This is going to be the hardest marching order to ever come up with. So I think
Oh,
we're
no,
all
I could come up with this
Guys.
marching order very easily.
You guys
The
might,
only thing I
That's the
know
problem.
more than elves is rocks. So let's just go in there and I'll take point.
Yeah, that is a fantastic idea. I'll be second or third.
I'll guard the rear because we don't want anything coming up behind us, right?
boy, we've
Yeah, like
got,
you can see anything.
Right, you need
Well, I
to
can
have
carry
us.
the torch.
That's not a terrible idea. It's right next to a terrible idea.
You probably don't want Muriel swinging a weapon if you can avoid it.
I'm not sure that we want Muriel doing anything, really.
Not yet. You want her making a level is what you want her doing.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
So that she can, cast a cure spell.
We're
But
just gonna have to power level and carry our healer.
Maybe
So-
we can
Yeah,
hire
we got
better.
this.
Is there
Look,
there
we,
any
oh,
chance?
that's right, you gang up, kill Muriel, and I roll up a backup character.
we literally cannot afford better. We have like 2 ashtrays and like maybe a sandwich between the lot of us.
You may be looking at the state of religion in Jordoba too. This may be as good as the clerical staff. I mean,
So-
based on the state of my temple, this may be the best cleric in town.
You are the top of the heap.
I am like representing the bleeding edge of the new religious order to come,
The only one that can make it up the ladder.
and I have a little trouble with that actually with the ladder.
yeah,
Maybe we
your
can
knees
get
been
a
kinda
basket
campy.
and put a basket on the centipede and put you in the basket and just keep you warm and safe.
I'm telling you, rear guard with the torch is probably about her speed.
You're like
Dan.
that bag of flour the kids in high school have to drag around.
That's right. You pretend it's a baby.
We gotta try and keep it safe. Don't let it get wet.
Exactly how important is that cure light will spell I'm going to get at level 2. That's the calculus.
We're putting a lot of stock into you actually getting that spell.
Hopes and prayers here.
Yep.
Literally.
Look, if you
Hopes
can just
for
cheer
prayer.
us on, this is just going to be a nice and safe rescue mission. They couldn't have gotten that far in there. They can't see in the dark.
Right. This is a 60-year-old woman. What was she even doing in there?
She can only trip and fall so far down.
Well, that means the truly good news is that Matt, she was the A team for my temple. I'm the B team. Like, we've got Muriel and we've got the 60-year-old. Send the
Send her
60-year-old
in.
first. We got Francesca first. Send her in. It's like, uh-oh. Now we've got to rely on Muriel.
Hey, just because she's 60 doesn't mean she's not an ass kicker.
Compared, yeah, she was my weapons instructor.
You know, she might
Everything
be,
I know, I learned from Sister Francesca.
she might be Jane Fonda. She could get in there and kick some ass. Do some jazzercise or something.
Possible.
Well, I definitely have a hard time handling her in single combat.
That is a surprise to absolutely no one.
It's not usually the cleric that's the one who ends up in this kind of sort of approach to things. Okay.
It is in this group.
Well,
Well, yes, yes.
as I
clearly.
said in my Facebook post, it's rare that I find myself where I'm trying to, when I'm generating a character, I'm trying to figure out where all the penalties go as to where all the bonuses go.
Well, then you can do it like a Call of Cthulhu character, where like you add on so many disadvantages that you're absolutely good for nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how you play.
I don't really want to be in the front because literally my only armor is a shield. And
Oh,
that's
we're
only if
still
I
working
have
on
to.
okay. Well, maybe I am a better second rank option than you are.
If you can just get in the way for a second, that would be awesome.
I getting in the way of things that want to hit me is actually something I am good at.
Just fall down strategically.
Also, one of my skills. Now we're playing to my strengths.
Fall forward. Fall forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, serve as a tripping hazard.
Ever
Mhm.
forward. Except when we have to run.
That's
All right.
that's why the tripping hazard will help us.
Yeah.
So we've got the belly whopper with the torch. Then, yeah.
Yep.
I
Okay.
have 3 torches.
All right.
If he's anything like the paladin,
Oh, jeez.
So that's I guess Muriel and Tovak in the front, and Thibodeau and Orchestra.
monkey.
okay. Have we got a marching order yet?
Yeah,
Sure.
we just
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, we
Tovak
got-
and,
okay.
and Muriel in front, and Thibodeau and Orchestric. Or does he go by Symphonic as well?
No.
Thibodeau's in the back.
Thibodeau and Orchestric. I think we're trying to do 2 by 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, you can fight as many as 3 by 3 in a 10-foot, as many as 3 people abreast in a 10-foot corridor, as long as you're using pointy weapons only. The thing is that you need a whole 10 feet if you're using a 2-handed swingy weapon. You need 5 feet clearance if you're using a 1-hand swingy weapon, and you need about 2.5 feet if you're using a pointy weapon. So, just for
I'm using a warhammer, and the verb using is loosely applied here.
right, that's a swingy weapon. So
Yep.
you 2 by
I just
2 by
like Matt
2s.
defining them as swingy.
Yeah, totally.
In the next version of Swords and Wizardry, that's going to be a weapon type.
Yeah, the
in
next
the glossary.
next version of Swords and Wizardry, we write it like I talk instead of like I write. Okay.
So is
Are you
Tovak
guys-
using? Does Tovak go dwarf and use a battle axe, or does Tovak swing elf and use a longsword?
He swings elf and
he's-
uses a long sword.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
longsword. Okay, I probably should.
All the best people do swing elf.
It's the best way to really
Yeah.
understand your subject is to really, and also the folded steel. It's just amazing. It's fine work.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right.
All right. Are you ready?
No.
You. So you have. I can tell that this party is going to be. You'll be 10th level and you'll still be dragging Muriel from one dangerous place into the next.
I think the fact that you see 10th level in Muriel's future is very encouraging. That may make you alone on this call,
He said
Matt.
we'll be 10th level.
Oh, right.
We'll be 10th level, still dragging you
Muriel will be
around,
second still.
kicking and screaming.
Right.
Yeah,
and-
maybe this is a good time to ask about experience points. They are split evenly, right? It's not you eat what you kill. Or that really will be the case.
Well, when I said they'd be dragging you around, I didn't necessarily mean you'd still be alive.
Like the good luck totem,
Yeah, they'll be 10th level.
The centipede.
or possibly the only clerical option they have in the city. Maybe it should,
There are
Even as a
lots.
corpse.
No, there are lots and lots of high level, clerics in the city. The clerics of Ra, are very, very rich. They kind of look down on your temple like everyone else. So
Well, fuck those guys.
Why couldn't we get one of those guys?
Yeah, what's wrong with us? God
That's
damn it.
been my point since the beginning.
Oh, that's
The-
right.
the-
We only have ashtrays and prayers. So
Well,
let's
this
do
is the only. I mean, let's dial this back and let's take a look at the three of you guys that are making fun of Muriel, because you're all basically living, in a hole-in-the-wall apartment building here, with no jobs, and this is the
Right.
only.
Who's got 3 rooms they're living in right now?
Look,
It's-
rent is just high markups right now. It's not a renter's market.
It's really just not like the clerics of Ra would really, have anything to do with you, and so there is that as well.
The only thing deluxe going for us is our centipede.
Right.
Got a little for solo party.
And that's the
with
lease.
basically What makes
Yeah.
us cool is our fuel.
Our major possession is a lease.
That's right. It's actually a
Living the high life.
contingent. It's contingent on mission success.
Yeah, there's
man.
one other thing about this centipede was the property, of the Church of the Dawnbringer, and they're not rich. The centipede is flatulent.
What's that sound effect?
We gotta use
Oh boy.
That's it.
I bet it's also been trained to run for home at the first sign of trouble.
Ah,
Probably
shit. We
they
have a
sent Sister
broken
Francesca
centipede.
out with it. They sent Sister Francesca out with the centipede, and that's they did back. Now they know she's in trouble. As they sent her out with this centipede,
And it
the
came
centipede
back.
made it back. And now they're like, oh, well, got the centipede back. Send Muriel out with the centipede.
So, do we know
And if
that the
that's
centipede?
was a 70-year-old.
Do we know that the centipede didn't eat the nun that left? I mean,
nope. Centipede.
No, it's
later on.
it's basically as Jim described. I mean, they sent her out with the centipede. The centipede came back. They don't know that the centipede didn't eat her, but the centipede. It's really placid. I mean, these centipedes, they're not like fighting centipedes in any way, shape, or form.
well, you get hungry, you eat. I mean, how long was it out there?
Makes me want to go to the front of the party.
Yeah, now you don't want to hang out in the back with that centipede, do you? Because you look like an hors d'oeuvre.
Start with the halfling jokes. Okay. So you guys are at the gates of Jordoba. You're in your marching formation. I say let's take like a 15-minute break. That'd be all right with everybody. And then
Sure.
Then Ala can go get herself, some more booze and.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
stockpiled.
Oh,
Good.
Split personality, dwarf elf.
planning ahead. Okay. All right. So in 15 minutes we'll come back. Sound good?
Yay.
I'm not gonna hang up or anything like that. So you can see the empty chair and I'm
Edit this out later.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. That's Zach's job.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, ho, 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 ho.
I was waiting for it to come.
You just make sure I was still here, and I am. So,
Yeah. All right.
all right,
Well, we're taking a 15-minute break, Zach.
all right,
Thanks.
great.